Dereck Chisora, you're back in action again in November, but let's just talk a little bit about the Edmund Gerber fight in September. A lot of people were saying that's the best you've looked in a long time, but although you were in tremendous shape, etc., it was a very emotional night for you. Could you talk a little bit about that?
So many things happened in that week anyway. We just buried him 2 days ago. We gave him a great send-off. But for the fight reason, because he wasn't in the corner, he used to wrap my hands. It was different. Every time I come to the corner, I have him shouting and stuff like that. And I think you'd have been proud of me on my weight when I came through, 16, 11, and the way I boxed. I think you'd have been very proud of me, but he's not here though.
Gerber was actually quite a tough opponent, and it looked like you were going to his body quite a lot early in the fight. Do you think that paid dividends and that helped get him out of there?
Gerber was very strong. I knew to beat him is to stay in his pocket because I had faster hands than him. And if I stayed outside, he would have been like chucking swings and he probably caught me. But enough respect to Gerber. He had 21 fights, is it? And then he lost one. So enough respect to him. He'll come back again. Did
he stun you at all in the fight? Because he seemed to land 1 or 2 decent shots.
Yes, if you get hit on the chin, you get stunned. There's no ways about it. I got stunned and then I moved back and that was it. And then I came back and I regrouped. I came back and that was it.
How was it fighting in the Copper Box? It looked like a great arena on television.
It's a great venue. We're excited to have that. That's the New York core of boxing. That's amazing, And it's like the upper class. It's like the East End. It's beautiful. I like it. We have to thank those people who signed off to give it to us.
You've been very active this year and you've got another fight coming up in November. For a heavyweight, and especially at this stage of your career, how important is it to be fighting as regularly as you are?
We want to step on, we want to push on, we want to step on. We want to fight every 8 weeks.
That's amazing for a heavyweight, and especially in this climate, but with Box Nation behind you, I guess that's possible.
Yeah, if you own the TV channel, and it's your TV channel, you can fight anytime you want.
European title will get you ranked highly with the governing bodies. We've got a big fight this weekend that you're going out there to watch between Wladimir Klitschko, the recognised #1, against former Olympic gold medalist Alexander Povetkin. You're going out there. How do you see that fight going?
It'll be a great fight for the public, especially in Moscow, because they haven't had a big event like this in Moscow. So this is more like all the lights are out, everybody's there. It'll be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait, but I heard it's very, very cold.
And Povetkin, he's a very technical boxer. He's not the biggest heavyweight in terms of height.
I think when you fight a Klitschko, you don't have to be technical, because technical will get you knocked out. You have to fight. That's what Mike Tyson was good at. He didn't come to box. Mike Tyson came to fight.
Do you think that's going to be Povetkin's game plan?
He has to have that head mentality, not box, come to fight.
Do you see in Wladimir Klitschko any opportunities there for yourself? Do you think there's things that you can do?
No, I'm just enjoying, boxing in a Copper Box, Box Nation. I don't need to go anywhere.
HAYE versus Fury was postponed recently with the cut. Do you read anything into that? Or
I saw David at the NFL. Yeah, he had a cut as well, so which was genuine. There was money involved in that, so he had to I asked him, why did you spar 7 days before your fight? Because things just happen anyway. But you know what? He's not making excuses. He had a big cut on his eye, so fair dues to him anyway.
Do you spar that close to a fight, or when do you stop sparring usually?
I spar 3 days before the fight.
So that proves his point, because a lot of people were saying, oh, you shouldn't spar 7 days before a fight.
I spar before 3 days.
So it's quite common, and he said, that's regular for him.
That's regular. 3 days, you don't have to do 12 rounds. You have to do at least 2 rounds, 3 rounds. To give your mind that you've done enough.
Tyson Fury now might have to wait until February for that fight. David's used to the long layoffs, but do you think that might affect Tyson?
Yeah, it'll affect him big time.
Because some people say he doesn't live that well in between fights.
Yeah, it'll affect him big time.
You've had similar sort of layoffs in your career. Is it a sort of mental thing as well, or is it the physical preparation that you really miss?
If I was Tyson Fury, I'll pull out the fight, David, move on to something else.
What are you doing in between now and November? You've already started training, we see here today, but what other sort of stuff are you doing to keep yourself busy? You got any sort of businesses running or anything like that?
Nothing. Boxing for me right now, and then Moscow tonight, and then I'll come back from Moscow and start training.
Talking about David Haye again, the sort of quality of sparring he had for that Fury fight, he had guys like Deontay Wilder, someone that's been mentioned as a possible opponent for you, Richard Towers, he had Marius Wack, he had...
Richard Towers doesn't box anybody. Who's Richard Towers box?
Well, he's getting his way up in the rankings.
Fuck Richard Towers, he hasn't boxed nobody, Deontay Wilder, who's he boxed? These guys haven't fought and they haven't been in a proper fight.
Would you be tempted to want to spar those guys or just fight those guys straight out?
I wouldn't fight Richard Towers, man. There's no money in it for me.
What about Dimitrenko? He used to be a European champion. He's been sparring David Haye there. Is that someone that's on your radar at all?
Dimitrenko is very good. I like Dimitrenko, but I'll take him out in less than 3 rounds.
Contentious fight that you were in against Helenius. A lot of people thought you won. It was, a very bad decision in most people's eyes. Is that a fight that you'd like to revisit, or does that offer nothing to you?
Nah, he's not good enough for me, that guy. He's just a waste of time now.
In terms of we talked about your diet before.
I want to fight PULEV.
PULEV?
Yeah.
And that would get you in the mandatory shot for...
I'm not fighting for a mandatory shot. I just want to fight. I want to beat up some people, that's all. I don't care about the world title anymore.
People were talking about your next fight. We know now it's a European title defence, but people were talking about Tony Thompson as a potential opponent, the guy who beat David Price twice.
He's not European, so
no, but what I'm saying is before we heard it was a European fight, they were talking about him as an opponent.
Why would I be fighting him for?
Do you not think that's just because it proves that you're a stage above David Price, perhaps?
I am a stage above David Price. David Price ain't got shit on me. He knows that.
Have you ever sparred David Price before?
Yeah, but he hasn't got shit on me. He knows that. David Price knows that. You ask him that question, he'll look in your eyes and tell you, you know what, I'm a different kettle of fish now.
You look like that in your last fight. You look like you're ready for world title.
These guys ain't got nothing on me. On my A game, these guys ain't got nothing on me.
The day after that fight, how did you feel physically? Did you feel you could go again, or did you
I felt good, man. I went home, slept, woke up in the morning, hit my jacuzzi, and then that was it. I was back to normal.
And in terms of the diet, we have talked about this before. You look still in good shape now. Did you continue that after the last fight?
I continued the diet. So many food. So many people are on it, which is a great thing for them. They're doing amazing, and I'm gonna still be on it for this whole year.
Even when you're out of training.
Exactly. Yeah. Even when I'm out of training, I'm gonna be on it the whole year.
And how important is the next 18 to 24 months for your career? Do you think? Very
important. Next fight is very important. Next fight, that's when we're going to make our mark. That's when people are going to realize that I'm not meant to play around. And after that, I fly to Vegas to find out when to fight, to see Deontay Wilder fight Ariola.
And you want the winner of that fight?
Yeah, why not? When is that fight anyway?
December, is it?
Yeah, December, I'll go there.
And making your name over in the States, is that something you'd like to do, or are you quite happy to stay here?
I made my name in the States. All they want me to be is just tweet, I'm on a flight back, I'm on a flight to Vegas, and they'll be there waiting for me.
And looking ahead to next year, if you get a Wilder fight, he's already fought over here in the UK, he's a big name, he's got this devastating record. Does that intimidate you at all?
No. He's more intimidated by me because I'm a different kettle of fish. The way I fight and the way he fights is totally different.
He's a former Olympian, he's got that sort of amateur pedigree. A lot of people
Did he win a gold?
Bronze.
Exactly.
But a lot of people are classing him as a puncher, but do you think his boxing skills are underrated?
What happens to a puncher when he goes past 8 rounds, 5 rounds? Then they start panicking. The same thing as Mike Tyson was a puncher. If Mike Tyson goes beyond rounds he never went beyond, he starts panicking. So we'll see anyway, we'll catch him.
And just a question about your training, Dereck. You and Don have obviously worked together a long time. For that last fight, other than the dieting, was there anything different you did in training, the preparation?
Everything we've been working on training came out in that last fight. We're doing the same thing every day. It's the same thing as waking up and walking forward. You first put your left foot forward, right foot forward, and then as time goes on, you realize you can walk faster and faster and faster, and then suddenly from faster you start running. So that's what we've been doing.
In your downtime, what do you like doing outside of boxing? What are you sort of doing to keep yourself?
I like music.
And we talked about this last time. You didn't specify any particular.
I'm into records. I got a record player. I've got big speakers in my house. My room is called the boys' room, and I like it.
And is it any particular genre, or are you going across?
It's got everything Bob Marley. I only listen to vinyls. Bob Marley, Otis Redding, Michael Jackson. Who else? My favorite right now is I forgot the name of it. forgot the name of the record. I forgot about
But
it.
you came out to Coldplay in your last few songs.
Yeah, Yellow, yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, I like Coldplay. They're good.
It's not something, you know, probably a lot of people know about you because they don't associate a heavyweight coming out with Coldplay.
Hey, don't matter, man. I'm my own man. Makes me happy. Why I do what makes me happy?
Exactly.
I don't do what makes other people happy.
Well, Dereck, best of luck for your next fight. Hopefully we'll catch up with you beforehand. But
Thank you, brother.
Enjoy Russia.
I'll try. It's going to be cold.
And let us know what you think about the fight.
I will let you know.
Cool. Thanks very much.